Hello, ladies and gentlemen. If you're not familiar with me yet, my name is Angela Olmos. I'm a full-time real estate agent in the Northeast Florida area. And in this video show, I want to talk to you guys about something that actually made the news here in Northeast Florida within the last week or so. And it has to do with the rising cost of rentals in Northeast Florida. So fortunately, I have been a homeowner for several years and I've helped hundreds of people get into homeownership, but there's still a lot of you that might still be in the borderline, whether you want to continue to rent or you want to buy. And what I want to do with this video today is kind of do a comparison and contrast as to what benefits you will be able to enjoy when you get into homeownership. So with that said, let's go ahead and get this started. Oh, one more thing. Be sure, if you're watching me on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to my channel. I really would appreciate it. Sharing is caring, so always welcome to share this video with anyone that you feel might be benefit from it. Thank you. All right, awesome. So let's get right into it. I want to show you guys what actually made the news. What I was referring to is an article that came up on News for Jacksonville, and it's titled "Jacksonville Lawmaker Asking Florida Governor to Declare Housing State of Emergency." So we know that we're in a wild market, but a housing market in the state of emergency, that is like way up on the urgency chart, I think. And what's causing that is something really interesting. It doesn't even have to deal with it's correlated to home sales. However, take a look at this. The main reason why they're saying it's a state of emergency is because Jacksonville is one of the heaviest hit area in our state for having had rental increases within the last 12 months. So let me just kind of read you guys a quick excerpt of this. News for Jax has been reported rising costs of homes for rent for months. Jacksonville, where Redfin estimates rents went up to 31% last year. 31%, guys. So, and it was also featured on 60 Minutes earlier this week. I'm going to see if I can find the link to it and I'll post it on the comments below. But yeah, so earlier there was a whole show that was brought out here to Jacksonville, 60 Minutes, where they were covering, how much there is a shock factor for people that were renting here in Jacksonville, whose payments have gone up as much as 31%. Can you imagine that? I mean, that's a pretty significant jump on your housing payments. So I wanted to just kind of give you guys an alternative to being sticker shock like this. And the alternative has been around for years. I'm sure you've already thought of it and you may have even considered it. But here, what I want to do is kind of highlight the differences and the benefits that you can have when you actually get into home ownership as comparison to renting. So the very first one, and I did a post on my Facebook on this, so if you want to hop over there and have a look, you can read about it, but I wanted to create a video format of the same message. So obviously when you're comparing this to a true home ownership, right, there's a couple different ways that you can pay for your home when you are buying it, and some of that has to deal with so there's two typical ways of paying for a home. You can either pay for it in cash outright, just pay for it, or you can do financing. Most people do financing, and when you take out a mortgage for a 30-year period with a fixed rate, your payment stays the same for 30 years. So you're not going to be shocked by a 31% increase, okay? So that right there in itself is a huge benefit compared to what's been happening. Now, number two, okay, this one has to deal with home ownership that you're going to use as your primary residence, okay? The state of Florida gives you an amazing advantage. It's called homestead exemption. If you haven't heard of this, it's available for homeowners in Florida who actually live in that home. So it's not for investors, it's not for second homes, it's only for your primary residence. And what the benefit does for you is actually reduces the taxable value that you're having to pay taxes on your primary residence up to $50,000. If you want to hear more about that, connect with me. I'll be happy to go over all that information with you. Now, when you do that, you're obviously saving on property taxes, but because it is declared as your homestead, okay, then what happens is that you are also guaranteed that your property taxes cannot increase more than 3% a year here in Florida. So if you're watching me from a different state, feel free to connect with me, because every state might actually have a little bit of a different policy on that. So if that's the case, I can always connect you with one of my colleagues in your state. But here in Florida, we enjoy the homestead exemption, which helps us lower the taxable value of the property, and then also helps you cap on how much could actually increase per year. So that's a huge benefit compared to 31% rental increase, right? And additionally, obviously, if it's your home, you have so much more control over what you can do in that property, which is very different than renting. And then lastly, I feel like there was something else that I needed to highlight. And most importantly is that you're not going to be shocked with a 31% increase. You know, when you have a locked-in fixed 30-year mortgage, that's going to be so much better for you. You're not going to have to worry about, you know, how much more would it go up, when you re-sign your lease. So I know what you might be thinking. You might be thinking, well, Angela, right now is a really, it's a time that's going to be challenging for realtors and also buyers trying to get their offers approved. And I will tell you, I have experienced some of that with my buyers that I'm working with. However, I am happy to report that if you stick with it and you become consistent and you don't give up after a few tries, you actually can get a contract accepted. I recently had a buyer, had her offer accepted. This is probably the 6th or 7th offer, but she didn't give up, and she finally did get it accepted. And when it came time to inspect the home, I was actually able to negotiate some of those repairs even on the seller's market. So what I'm here to say is that even if it's hard, even if it's a little bit difficult or more challenging than other times to be able to get your offer accepted, that's no reason to not try. You really want to equip yourself with all the right information. You want to be able to lock arms with a good realtor who can help you through it, and most importantly, have persistence. So the alternative to that would be to continue to rent and possibly have your house payment increase as much as 31%, as it did last year here in Northeast Florida. So hopefully I can help you through that process. If that is something that you are interested in taking a look at, I will do a consultation for you, a complimentary consultation, highly confidential. So it'll just be, you and I kind of finding out whether this will be a good time for you to purchase. I'll go through the process of what is involved with purchasing a home, and then we'll decide whether that is going to be the right choice for you or not. But if that is something that you can think of anyone else that might be able to enjoy, feel free to send this video to them. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it, and I will look forward to seeing you guys very soon. Take care.